it's Brian Lord, and welcome to Rome Total War, the Barbarian Invasion. I'm not starting from the menu because in the first video, part 1, I talked about that little black bar glitch that was happening and how to fix it. But apparently that didn't actually work for the long term, so it's happening in Barbarian Invasion 2 as well. And I'm not really sure how to fix it, so we're just going to pretend it's not there. But we're playing very hard with the Celts, who won by a landslide in the second vote. Even though the Celts were tied with the Huns before, but yeah. So let's see. First messages, people in flight. So the Huns start as a nomadic faction. Now, several factions in this game don't die out when, in this version of the game, they don't die out when they run out of cities. What is it doing? What the heck? Oh. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. But several of the factions don't die out. Instead, the Vandals are also ones. But instead, they turn into nomadic tribes that just hunt the landscape. So there's that. We're playing as the Celts. And the Celts are, well, Celtic. And, you know, we only have a small portion of the British Isles. The Romans control most of it. Well, we start at war with the Romans, and I'm not going to try to make ceasefire. I'm going to see if they want to become a protectorate. No, what? Okay, it was worth a shot. Not really. But, I'm going to want that diplomat to go and talk to people elsewhere in the world, see if we can get some alliances against the Romans. But before we really do anything, there's a couple things to address about this game. For one, there's a belief system in this game. Religion actually plays a factor in this game, which is interesting. Basically, different buildings and your characters can influence your religion. For example, characters in region 5%, you see religious buildings 10%. So we start out as pagan culture. There's also Christian culture and Zoroastrianism, which is basically the Sassanids only start with Zoroastrianism, and most everybody else is pagan. The Goths, I think, start out Christian as well as most of the Romans do. So there's that. And whatever religion your faction leader has is your set religion. And if you don't have that religion in your settlements, you're going to get unhappiness. For example, our main religion is paganism, and Christianity is the secondary religion. So Christianity is causing unrest because it is there. But yeah, in this game as well, we are a barbarian faction. But barbarian factions have a lot of technology at this point in the world. As you can see, we can get up to a huge city with a castrum, up to stone walls, and up to Palatine barracks, which are really good. Although we don't really need much past Hall of Heroes because all we get is extra experience, which is nice, but not necessary. We get some good stables, max level stables. We probably won't be building on. Well, I guess you do get Warlord. Another thing about this game is you can train your own warlords. If the rest of your family members die, they don't retake. They don't keep your faction going. But they can. I think they can earn traits while they're a general and stuff. So they're nice to have. You know, temporary kind of action going on. Slingers, Kerns. Do we get archers? Oh, we do get crossbowmen, which are pretty good. Armor piercing. And these Kerns aren't bad either. They have pretty good skirmisher stats. Slingers, armor piercing as well. We do get some good cavalry. We also get Chariots, which are really good. Noble clansmen are not bad heavy cavalry. So, go with that. Level 4 markets. We get foundries. Get a port. We get full sewer systems, which is pretty cool. Decent farms. Nothing to write home about. Some factions get better farms. We don't get that many. Tavern gives us paganism and happiness, which is nice. And then we got our pagan. We got pagan temples and Christian temples. Christian temples you can build in large cities and huge cities. So overall, by the end of the game, Christian temples will be the best because they give you the most happiness, and they give you population growth bonuses as well. But early game and for troop building, you kind of want to have the Pagan temples because they give you experience bonuses and such. So this one, the first one, gives you level 3 light weapons +1, experience +2, and Hounds of Kulan, which are berserkers that are purple berserkers, with big mallets. So I'm gonna be training those because those are fun. Any kind of berserker is fun. There's a lot more berserkers units in this game, to be honest. I think 3 factions get berserkers. Lombards and Burgundy, I believe, too. Get them as well. Oh, that was down here. And then this one gives you druids and +3 missile weapons. Druids, I think they have the exact same stats as they do in vanilla. So, pretty similar. Might have a smaller unit size. And then this one gives you 2 experience. Now, see what? This one gives you 2 experience, right? This one gives you 2 experience and a weapon. And a free unit. So I don't understand why you'd even build this one. I'm actually thinking about getting rid of this one and getting the Hounds of Calhoun one. Even though we do have a level 2 barracks, or level 2 one. I think it'll be worth it to get the Hounds of Kulan one. I'm gonna say Calhoun and Kulan interchangeably because I'm just like that. And as you can see, our capital's not that happy, but it is very high population. It'll grow to a large city pretty soon. And pretty much all the barbarian factions in the west start with a pretty large city. So, alright, so paganism is the #1 faith in the world currently, which doesn't really mean anything at this point, but it's just nice to know. I guess over here we can build a trader. I think we already start, yeah, we start with the Hounds of Kulan. So early game, our Pictish Spearmen, they can do Schlintram, which is basically you guys form up into a circle and kind of defend themselves outwardly, which is really good when you're outnumbered with like cavalry and you want to just stick a unit out there to absorb cavalry hits. They can do that. So got some good men there. We can start training some units in our capital, but I would like to grow to a large city first. So we're gonna wait for that. We do have some agents in our cities though. We have a assassin here. So we'll send him over, deal with the Romans a little bit. And I'll keep this boat here for an army. Let's see, we got Angus Beef is commanding this place. We have Dressed here. Do we have, what's our family tree look like? We got 2 kids that are going to be coming of age soon, and then he's got a few kids that will come of age soon. So our family size is only 2 right now, but it'll grow pretty quick. And our faction leader is actually pretty old, so he might die out. Might just have 1 active family member pretty soon. But he's 29, so he'll be alive for a while. And basically our campaign goal is to take Londinium, Uberacum, and Avaricum. And Londinium, Uberacum, and Avaricum. So we have to take this settlement and these 2 settlements. And then get up to 16 regions. Yeah. So basically, we're just going to mainly be fighting the Romans, at least at the first part of this. And we'll start focusing possibly on other guys as the game progresses. So we're going to take our spy down here and see what the armies have. Legionaries at this point are very high defensive, but they lack offensive stats. They do have good cavalry, though, Sarmatian Auxilia. Pretty good cav. So we got to watch out for those. Limnate. Decent spearmen, comitatenses are not bad either for soldiers. But I think that's going to do it for this turn. Oh, actually, we can meld these guys into the city. These barbarian peasants. Get a little more population. So I'll do that. Anyway, we save and end the turn. We're actually positive money, which is pretty cool. Especially for very hard, that's kind of rare. But we don't have much military. And Shrine of Goibniu. Don't ask me to try to pronounce these names. They're just not gonna go well. But we could get archery range for the Pictish crossbows. Could get this for the noble clansmen. What do we need? Because we're gonna train a pretty big army out here first. I think getting some actual heavy cavalry will be good. And then, well, actually, let's do the upgrades first. And go from there. Because we have plenty of money right now. And I'm going to be watching the Romans. And if they decide to attack us, they might get wrecked. So, oh, and they already have some rebels. Interesting thing, when the Romans rebel, I went over this in the voting video, but that's not up anymore because the voting's over. When the Romans rebel, which can happen quite a bit because they start off pretty unfavorably. They have a lot of cities that are pretty volatile. And I probably won't be able to kill that guy. Let's train on this guy a little bit. There we go. But when they rebel, they turn into separate factions. Like there's Western Roman rebels and Eastern Roman rebels. And they're separate factions, actually, when they rebel. So you can trade with the Western Roman rebels. You can have alliances with them and stuff. So it's actually pretty interesting because if Europe, if these two settlements rebel, because they're kind of on the extremis of the empire, it's actually going to be easier to take because this is a separate faction. They can't be assisted from the mainland. Not that they really have the opportunity to assist from the mainland, because if you look at diplomacy, the Romans start at war with Alemanni, Berbers, Celts, and the Sarmatians, so they're at war with quite a bit. Eastern Empire has a little easier time, though. Only war with assassins and Sarmatians. I don't know why the Sarmatians are hating on. Probably because I think at this time in history they just took over Sarmatia. The Romans did, and that's why they have Sarmatian Auxilia. So, yeah, Placcus Flavius. Thing is, playing this the first time you wouldn't know this, but when you take Londinium from the Romans, there's actually an uprising of loyal Romans called the Romano-British that pop up here and try to take the city back. So we gotta watch out for that one. Hopefully that won't happen for a while, but it might. Anyway, we're taking our diplomat over here. I want to go talk to other factions in this game. Saxons might be able to help us out quite a bit. They're a pretty strong faction. It says very hard. They probably won't rebel that much. And Eastern Empire guys from ceasefire with the Sarmatians. Cool, man. Retrain and can report. Doing okay. Trader was built here. We can go ahead and get a land clearance. That'd be nice. Getting pretty close to a large city there. That'll be very good. And they are sending up some troops. Let's try to kill this captain. Wow! Really? Okay. Well, there goes our first assassin. And London, as you can see, isn't very well defended either. There's not much garrison up here. But we don't start with much garrison either, so they're pretty safe. But let's save and end the turn. First little part of this is going to go by pretty quick because there's not going to be too much action. They do have watchtowers right on our borders. So they can see exactly what we're doing, unfortunately. And they do have a pretty big garrison if they combine this. But our Gallo glasses, which we can train here, are good heavy infantry. Armed with two-handed swords, have war cry. They will be able to do pretty good work against the Romans. So I'm going to be fielding a lot of these, some heavy cav, some skirmishers, and some berserkers. And we should be doing pretty good. But for right now, we're just building up our funds, building some buildings. I want to get Tara up to a large city, like I said. That'll help us out quite a bit. Because this army's okay, these guys are injured, so I think they fought off the rebels here. Is what they did, and now they're just chilling. And Huns and Roxolani are at war. The Roxolani start up here. So the Huns must have came down here and attacked them. The Huns, it's really hard to play as any faction around here because the Huns and the Vandals are can both just come and ravage your lands right from the start, which is really bad. So you might be wondering, okay, so if you can't kill those factions, if they turn into hordes when you take their last settlement, how do you kill them? Well, you can either kill all their family members, which is not easy, because they get free family members whenever they horde. So, I mean, there's that. Ooh, what do I get? We'll get the farms. We're not going to be really training anything there for a while, I don't think. We could train some berserkers, I guess. Wouldn't be too bad. But you can kill all their family members, or you can kill all their horde armies before they actually settle down. Because when a horde takes a settlement, they have an option to sack the settlement, which damages a lot of the buildings and steals a lot of the money. Or they can occupy the settlement, which disbands like a third of their horde to settle there. And so they have options. They're training some really cheap foot troops, Barbarian, Auxilia, foot troop, Fudentiary infantry. Again, Romans, very high defense, as you can see, 825, very high defense, but offense is kind of low. So they have good equipment, but not necessarily the best training. And we are the richest faction, which is good. That's what I was going for, kind of. Retrain those, start working on our warlord stable. By the time that's done, we should be upgraded to a large city, or on the way, which would be very useful, very handy. So making a pint of cash, and yeah, Ubaracum is going to be our first target. It is a very small city, but it's worth taking for sure. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're going to try to avoid them. I'd rather not fight the Roman Navy right now. If I can get away with it. Oh, they do have some ships. They're just going to come up and blockade our port. Great. But at least they didn't kill our ships. I want my diplomat to get somewhere. Diplomatic information, ceasefire, Vandals and Sarmatians. Vandals are probably attacking the Sarmatians. Huns are the richest faction now, probably because they're sacking everything. And in return report, people in flight. Oh yeah, Roxolani. So the Huns made them disband into a horde, which is interesting. Interesting indeed. Maybe next turn it'll be ready to grow. Not 100% sure on that one, but if it does, that would be nice. So yeah, I haven't played Barbarian Invasion as much as I've played Vanilla, so I don't know like the ins and outs of it as much. Oh goodness gracious! Oh, great. Yeah. All right. Well, apparently we're not going to be leaving anytime soon because they're just hammering our ships. Oh, and we are ready to grow. Okay, good. So we're going to start training some troops. What do we want? I think 5 units gale glasses, 2 chariots. Oh, that'll be a good start. And then I think I'll build 3 berserkers here. Get the second temple so we can get that rolling. That'll be nice. War declared, roll Oxani and the Sarmatians. So the Sarmatians are having a little hard time over there, which is good. And more rebel spawns coming up for the Romans. So hopefully they don't deal with that and get killed. That'd be nice. And they're just gonna blockade again. We might be able to defeat them this time. Oh, we did! Alright, nice job, Navy. Nice job. And New Testament is formulated. Athanasius has finished collating his New Testament, presenting the canon in a 27-book form. Interesting. So, naturally lost a lot of money because we set a lot of stuff to train. And we got a new family member who is calm and pagan. So he'll probably take over for his dad when he dies. Roxani and the Vandals. So everybody's going to war over in the east here. Which works out fine for me. I don't mind. Don't mind one bit. Chopper. And maybe we can press out with our boats next turn. That would be nice. So nice. Great, now we have rebels too. Joy. But... Oh, I didn't retrain the boats. I meant to retrain them. Well, we'll move out next turn, I guess. So basically, Berserkers compared to Berserkers in Vanilla, they have weaker stats, but they're still Berserkers, so they can still crush stuff. But they do die a lot quicker, unfortunately. But I'd say it's still worth it, because, heck, Berserkers. Why would you not want to have Berserkers? We'll just go with economic upgrades, because you can't get a Gal Glasses until a minor city level, so not a big deal. And those are very good units that I'd like to train. So, yeah, if you play as the Western Roman Empire or the Eastern Roman Empire, it's very difficult because you have to deal with all these factions that want to kill you. And it's not easy whatsoever. Oh, they came back. They came back. Die! Look at that. There we go. Train the boats again. And we got another family member that came of age. Let's see if he's a good commander. Well, he's better than nothing, I guess. I guess we'll use him as our commander. Except this guy's a lot better commander, so maybe we'll use him. We get a lot of command when we're ambushing, but it's kind of hard to ambush without too many things around. I think we're going to give all these things to our son here, because we don't really need them in a city, per se. And we can bring them over here, give them to this guy, and go from there. His name is Fotla. So, next turn, we should be able to move out with our ships. Hopefully, try to do something with those. And the rebels are doing something sneaky. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Alright, you're going down. Nope, guess not. Never mind. No! Chariots in this game are... I think we're the only faction that gets chariots. They're decently strong. They're missile chariots, javelin chariots. Take one turn to train, and they're okay. They're not that great, but they'll do. They'll do. They'll do a fine job. Anyway, we'll save and end the turn again. As you can see, we've hardly built any troops, and our cash flow is already negative, so we got to be careful of that. It is nice that we start with lots of cash, though. Guess blacksmith wouldn't be too bad. Vandals and Goths have gone no more. I'd like you 3 units of slingers before we move out, as well. I think that's a pretty good army. And then I'll build 2 Pictish spearmen for garrison here, because Pictish spearmen work as garrison pretty well. We got a unit of slingers and chariots over here, so those will be nice. And I think we're almost ready to move out as soon as all those troops are done building. And boom, destruction. Get out of here. I did forget to move the boats, didn't I? Yes, yes I did. Oops. So yeah, the Celts and a lot of other nations like the Celts have a pretty slow start, but it'll be a lot faster soon. And the Goths are people in flight as well. I don't think the Celts can hoard. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so we got a large city now. Looks pretty sexy. We could get a stone wall, but we don't really need it. What did I want? Excuse me. I guess we can just upgrade this. Get some more happiness. Wouldn't be a bad idea. We can't pump up the tax rate though, because it's a good thing to do. And we're probably not going to get a huge city up here unless we take a Roman huge city. We probably won't get our hands on a huge city because, especially up in the northern regions like this, growth rate is kind of low. So as you see, this is still Roman land here. We're going to have to go eastward to go talk to some other factions. But for now, I'll blockade the port. Reduce their access for the rest of the world. Try to strangle out Britain, basically, is what we're going to do. Goths and the Eastern Empire gone to war. So, based on those messages, it seems like the Huns here hit the Roxolani. Roxolani came over here, hit the Sarmatians. Sarmatians came over here, hit the Goths. The Goths came down here, and now they're attacking the Romans. So, it seems like what's happening. I'm not sure, though. And they have quite a large force, actually. Dang, this is going to be difficult. I was not expecting them to have this many men. But, you never know. Things surprise you sometimes. And I'll actually build some ships in Del Reda. Because if we're going to keep our, if we're going to keep our other ships blockading the port down there, we need some ships to ferry troops across. So there we go. Rebellion or worse. Okay, so the Eastern Empire actually had a rebellion first, which is rare, because the Eastern Empire usually has it more together. So now there is another faction available. And get a level 3, because we might as well. And Tavern isn't too bad. But if we look under diplomacy, we'll see that there's a new faction available. The Roman Eastern Empire rebels. When they spawn, they start at war with the Eastern Empire and the Western Empire automatically. But they don't have any other affiliations. Like, they're not even enemies with the rebels, necessarily. So, that's interesting. So, they're pretty interesting little factionation there. So, we'll save it in the turn. Our Slinger army's almost done. And, oh, a Saxon boat came up here. Are the Saxons thinking of invading Britain? Ooh, they are. They have an army. Interesting. Okay, this is going to get interesting then. The Saxons are going to help us with the British. The Saxons are located up here. There's some Saxon territory here. I kind of want to talk to them. Because if they're going to attack the British, I will definitely help them out. But if they take this land, I will have to kill them. Because, you know, I need that land to win. And let's save and end the turn. Should we wait for... I don't know if we'll have money. No, we're not going to have money to be able to retrain, so I can't wait for him. But we'll have a pretty big army. Oh, they're actually coming up here? Really? They're going to attack us. Ooh, that's not good. General. Well, either way. Sigermen from Tara here. Gonna have to reduce the tax rate. Aye, Captain. Set sail. All ashore. Orders. Move. No more. We got a pretty impressive looking force here for a little empire. And we are in the hole as far as money goes. So that's fine. That's fine. Return report. Yeah, we're losing money. So let's save. And the turn, and I didn't talk to them correctly, did I? I'm really good at this game sometimes. JK. But we'll talk to the Saxons. Trade rights. Would you like an alliance? No. See, yeah, they're probably planning on attacking us. And then this is actually Burgundy land here. So, see if we can talk to them. Franks and Alemanni have gone to war. Come on, you guys, you gotta fight the Romans. But look at these upgrades on this guy. Got some pretty good upgrades, so not bad. Alright, so Elfswind is going to try to attack us, perhaps. I don't think that's going to work, to be honest. So we're going to put this guy in here. We're going to give him the commander traits that, or the commander retinue that we've gotten from the faction leader. And he'll lead the army. No, he's okay. No, I didn't want... There we go. That actually is better with him, so... we'll move our army here. And if they want to attack us, they will. If they don't, they'll probably go back in the boats. We'll see what they do. Otherwise, we'll go attack the Romans. Naturally. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So, let's go attack the Romans. Huns are now at war with the Sarmatians. Ceasefire between those two. Ooh, Sassanids teaming up with the Eastern rebels. That makes sense. And Trebus Isiages Roxolani. I think that's right about here, actually. So maybe the, yeah, I guess the Roxolani settled over here. That's interesting. Very interesting, indeed. Ooh, the Saxons have a lot of men. A lot of manpower going on. Let's talk to these guys. As many alliances as we can get with the other barbarians, that'll be good. But I guess they don't really feel like it. Alright. Okay. But don't come crying to me when the Romans kick y'all butt. Dang it, Saxons. They gotta make this difficult, don't they? Wow, he's got a lot of stuff. Ugly. Gives him an extra command. It's kind of strange. But yeah. Okay. So we're gonna march up here. Guess we're gonna have to go kill some Saxons first. But I think that's all we're gonna do for this episode of Rim to the World Barbarian Invasion as the Celts. So join us next time as we repel the Saxon raiders and try to strike at the Romans. This is Brandon signing out. Have a good day.